Hi, it's MaryBeth from Pilates and More, and my cohort Waffles over here. Thank you so much to Girls Night In Online. You have been my savior through this whole pandemic. Times are tough. 60% of gyms are not opening, and I'm still at 50% capacity. I live in a tourist town, and the tourists are just too afraid to go out. So nonetheless, any donation that you can give is much appreciated. You can do it by Venmo. All my information is in the chat section. You can go to Facebook, Pilates and More, or on Instagram on hashtag Pilates Dominatrix, of course. So this morning I woke up with a terrible Charlie horse in my hamstring, which is left like a bruise almost in your tendons and muscles in through there. So what we're going to do today is what I do to make my back feel a little bit better when I have this kind of issue. So before we start, if you have a small squishy ball like your kid's ball, or if you just have a couple blankets. So I just picked a couple blankets or towels and I folded them over just to give me a little bit of a lift. It's not yours. All right, so we are going to start on our backs today. So remember, in Pilates, the most important thing is the breathing. So it's a gentle inhalation through the nose and an exhalation through the mouth. So a lot of people have a hard time with this breath. I encourage people to get loud. This is for you. If you want to work yourself from the inside out, get loud. Nobody's watching you. I can't even see you. So it's an inhale through the nose, and it's that. So notice when you let that out, your abs just keep engaging, keep engaging, keep engaging. So let's start here. So I'm going to have a start on our back to start with. So I'm going to lay down on my back. I'm going to have my feet apart, my knees apart. They're about shoulder distance apart or hip distance apart. My hands are going to be down by my sides, and I'm looking at my hip bones and my pubic bone here. So there's a triangle. So I'm going to take my hands and make them look like a triangle. And I'm going to flip it. I'm going to put it on the lower part of my torso. So my palm should be hitting my hip bones. My fingertips should be hitting my pubic bone. So when I lift my head to look, when you're looking at that, that tells you if you're in the neutral position of your spine. So we're going to do a few pelvic tilts here. So I'm going to tip my hips forward. So where my fingertips are, I'm pushing forward. And when I exhale, I'm pushing my thumbs down and tipping my fingertips up to the ceiling. So I'm gazing towards my legs. I'm going to inhale forward. I'm going to exhale, tip my hips back and blow my air out. Inhale forward, exhale, blow out. Inhale forward, exhale, blow out. And you should hear your breath. So as my thumbs go down to the floor, I'm reminding myself to engage my core and to engage my pelvic floor. So I'm exhaling, tipping it back, inhaling forward. Exhale, tip it back, inhale forward. So this helps to engage the hammock that holds your internal organs in. It also lengthens and strengthens those lower back muscles. So you should feel a nice stretch of that whole hip girdle. So we're going to go about 5 more here. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. I'm going to remove my hands, take them to my sides, and I'm going to come all the way up with this. So I'm going to inhale to prepare. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to tip my hips back. I'm going to blow my air out, and I'm going to lift my spine off of the floor 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to exhale. Starting with my upper vertebrae, I'm going to slowly melt myself back down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, tip your hips back. Blow your air out and lift yourself up into bridge. You should be able to easily turn your head from side to side. Inhale and exhale. Slowly blow your air out and come all the way down. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Tip those hips back. Blow your air out and slowly come up. Inhale. And exhale, super slow, hit each vertebrae on the way down. Now, everybody's spine is going to be different from another because we haven't lived the same life. You may have scoliosis, so when you come down, it's not a straight line. It's going to be like in a zigzag fashion. It is still okay. You're still trying to lengthen and open those vertebrae. Good. We're going to hold this next one up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tip your hips back. Blow your air out. We're going to slowly lift it up. So now I'm going to pay attention to my feet here. So I'm going to make sure my big toe, my baby toe, and my heel are kind of suction cupping the floor. You should notice when you do that, you get a little bit more oomph in through here, into the hamstring and into the buttocks. So from here, I'm going to do an elevated pelvic tilt. So I'm going to tip my hips down and up, down and up. Good. So now I am focusing on that hamstring, my buttocks, and loosening up my hip girdle, and it should definitely start to burn. We're going to get there. Right, Barbara? Get it to burn, baby. Nice and controlled. Tip and squeeze. So I'm looking towards my legs. You may not see them, but we're trying to keep that cervical neck in line with the rest of our spine. So my legs are not moving all over the place. I'm using my hands to help stabilize myself, and I'm trying to create blood flow into my hamstrings, into that pelvic area, and that blood flow and heating it up will help to relax the muscle. So, and it's also starting to burn a little bit, so that makes me happy too. So nice and controlled. And I believe the year is 2020, so I think 20 more should be a good round number. So I'm exhaling as I tip, inhaling as I drop. So I've got a nice little burn going on here in my buttocks and into my hamstrings. I'm still using that breath. I'm talking, so you aren't going to hear me as much. And definitely my feet are suction cupping the floor. That's helping to keep my legs still so that I'm not interrupting with the inner thighs or the outer thighs just yet. And I think we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold it. And we're going to exhale, and I'm going to slowly melt my spine back down to the floor. I'm going to bring my legs up. I'm going to straighten them up in the air. I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to put my fingertips behind my right thigh. Pointing my toes, I'm going to lower that left leg, and I'm going to give a little pull here on my hamstring. So inhale, inhale, I'm going to switch, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. So I don't usually do stretching in this half-an-hour class because I want you to get more bang for your buck. So I am going to lift my head and shoulders, gazing towards my belly button. And I'm going to lift a little higher. So this leg will, all Pilates exercises are strengthening as well as stretching. So it will help for people who are inflexible to become more flexible without spending hours trying to stretch, possibly inappropriately. 5, 2, last set, and bring my knees in, and I'm going to slowly lower them down. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift my right heel. Hopefully you can see this. So my right heel is lifted, my left foot is flat. So I'm looking at this right hip bone, and I'm imagining there's a clock above me. And I'm trying to tip my right hip bone up to 1 o'clock. So when you're doing this, you should feel this right here in that bottom right lower quadrant of your torso. So I'm taking that up to 1 o'clock. So this exercise, this piece that I'm going to do here, really helps to settle down that pelvis and to help it return to its normal state. And the best thing to do when you do get a Charlie horse is to stand up and push your heel into the floor. It'll take it away almost immediately. I don't think I was dehydrated, but it's a possibility. I think I just slept funny. So you want to feel it right through here. So I'm doing just a little pelvic tilt, but only on the right side. So as I lift that right hip bone up, I'm pushing my left butt cheek down into the floor. Now I could use all the kinesiology terms and say which is which, but not all of you might know that. So if I say something that's on the side of being inappropriate, like buttock or booty, I apologize, but it works. So now I want to make this a little bit more difficult. I'm going to take my hands, place them hand over hand, place them behind my head, and I'm going to lift my head and shoulders up. And as I tilt up to 1 o'clock, I'm going to tilt to my right side. So now I'm tilting. So we're doing some lateral flexion here. Tilt. And remember, I do this in levels of intensity. So you could just do that hip motion, or you could add this upper body movement in it as well. But if we want to get a really nice burn with this, we're going to add a little center and twist. A little center, a little twist. A little torso curl, a little tilt. A little torso curl, a little tilt. A little torso curl and tilt. A little torso curl and tilt. We've got 8 and squeeze and 7 and squeeze. So I'm looking towards my belly button. Good. Let's go 4 and squeeze and 3 and squeeze and 2 and squeeze and 1 and squeeze and bring it to center. Let's hold it center and do a little quick 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering it down. Taking my hands, placing them down by my sides. I'm going to bring my legs up to a tabletop position. I'm going to slide my hands out with my palms down, and I'm going to let my legs drop to the right side right before they're about to land. You're going to exhale and blow your air out and bring them back to center. So I'm going to inhale, taking it to my left side, and exhale back to center. Thank you, Waffles, for holding my hand down. Inhale to one side, exhale to center. Inhale to the left, exhale to center. Inhale to my right, exhale to center. Notice that my arms are staying down on the ground. Exhale to center. Inhale to one side and exhale to center. Last one. Inhale to the left, exhale to center, taking our legs straight up in the air. So I'm going to let my right leg go out to the right side as I inhale and exhale back to center. I'm going to take my left leg out to the side, exhale back to center. Inhale to the right, keeping my back flat on this one. Inhale and exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Now, if you wanted to make this more difficult, we would inhale to the right side, exhale back to center. Inhale to the left side, exhale back to center. Inhale to the right side, exhale back to center. Inhale to my left side. So I showed you the beginner one, where you could just let one leg go. And exhale back to center. Keep those shoulders down. Last one. Inhale over. Exhale back to center. And we're going to bend the knees and replace them onto the ground. So now I'm going to take my hands, place them behind my head. And so now I have my left heel up. And now it is my left hip bone that is going to go up towards 11 o'clock. So I'm pushing my right side, buttocks, and lower back into the floor as I tilt my hips up towards the ceiling. So I'm going up towards 11 o'clock. Now you can just do that little tilt here, and you want to lift that hip as high as you can up to 11 o'clock. getting that lower oblique. You have internal and external obliques. So we're trying to get down and dirty, really get down into the lower obliques, the deeper ones. Good. And exhale. So we've got 2 more like this. We have 2. We have 1. My head and shoulders are going to lift up, and I am just going to tilt towards that hip. So we're tilting, blow out, tilt, waffles. Exhale, tilt. Waffles. No, 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 no. So we're going to go about 5 more. So you can continue and just do this tilt. 3, 2, or it's make it a little bit more difficult, and we're going to go center and tilt, center and tilt, center and tilt. Now remember, I have my chin about a fist distance away from my torso, or my chest rather. Lift, you should start to feel this because I lift, exhale, and tilt. So we're going flexion in the center, exhale, and side flexion, lateral flexion. It should start to burn. Now there is an old saying that says, no pain, no gain. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's more like no maximal effort, no gain. We've got 3, and tilt, and 2, and tilt, and 1, and tilt, and let's hold it center and pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. 10, 9, and make sure you've got that distance that you're lifting the shoulder blades off of the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Taking it back down. I am going to lift both heels, and we're going to go back to our little tilt here. So now that pelvis should feel a little looser than when we started. So I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to place them behind my head, and I'm just going to do the little tilt. So just this little tilt can be your beginner. You're exhaling, I'm tilting my hips back and forth. Now as my hips come up, now I'm going to add a little torso curl. So we're going to go 10, 3, and 1. And now we're going to separate them. So I'm going to do a pelvic tilt. I'm going to do a torso curl, and then I'm going to do them together. So it's a pelvic tilt, a torso curl, and together. Pelvic tilt, torso curl, and squeeze together. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, squeeze it, and inhale down. Exhale, exhale, squeeze together and down. Good, we've got 4. Remember, you can do this just one piece at the time. So you may choose to maybe just do the upper body version or the lower, or you can hang in there with me, which I know you can, especially if you've been following me throughout the summer. Lower, upper, together. We're going to do 1 more, lower, upper, and we're going to hold this upper. I'm going to reach for my right leg, and I'm going to tap my right leg and pulse. We're going to go 10, and 9, and 8. Tilt and curl, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and hold. Right hand's going to go around. The left arm is going to go forward and tap. tap 10, tap 9, tap 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and hold both hands. Tap 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. So now you can either take the ball if you have one, or you can take your blankets, and you're going to put them, I'd like you to get about this distance, so probably at least 4 inches off of the ground. So you want to put them underneath of you, so you're tilted up in the air like so. So you can either use the pillows or you can use the ball. So I'm going to place this ball right underneath of my sacrum. So it's resting right under my sacrum. So now, just in this position, you'll feel the stretch of that pelvis. My hands are going to be down by my sides, and one at a time, we're going to lift our legs in tabletop. So notice when you lift your legs up, you're going to feel that core engage. So I'm just kind of wiggling around, find my spot here. So I like to have this pressure on my lower spine because it helps to stretch it out. So I'm going to split my legs, one up at 12 o'clock, one down at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to switch. So you don't want the ball or the pillows to rock you all over the place. So you really are forcing that sacrum down into the floor, keeping those abs super tight. Now you may choose to take a right arm up, so now you're course firing even more. Then maybe the left arm up if you want to make this more difficult, or you can have both arms up. Lots of control, engaging those tummy muscles super slow. Stretch it and stretch it. So I'm elongating that hamstring of mine and keeping my tummy in nice and tight. Good, and I'm going to keep one up at 12 o'clock, one down at 6 o'clock. I'm going to take my legs open wide as if I was taking my feet around the globe. So I'm going from North Pole to South Pole. Super slow and controlled. So I'm circumducting the globe. So now my core is working because I am elevated and on an unstable surface. And my inner and outer thighs and my piriformis, that deep hip rotator, are engaging, which will loosen up that area that will come, that's part of the sciatic nerve, runs through where the piriformis is. Good, so if you ever had pain shooting down the back of your leg, you know what I'm talking about. We're gonna go one more time all the way out and around, and now we're gonna go back to that inhale, exhale. So we're gonna change this a little bit. So I'm gonna go slow, slow, quick, quick, 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 hold. Circumduct that globe. Super slow. So you really are trying to push your back into that towel, the blanket, or the ball, whichever you have. And you want to go super slow. Push it. So I'm trying to keep everything still except for my legs. I'm looking towards my legs. I inhale when I start my circle, and then I exhale as I start to move around. Does it mean it has to be completed in one breath? It just means take a new breath. One more time with this circumduction. Beautiful. And now we are going to bring the legs together and drop them down and flex our feet up. I'm going to point my toes down, flex my feet up. Now remember, I'm pushing my back into that ball. Point my feet down, flex the feet up. Point my feet down, flex the feet up. Point my feet down, flex it up. One more. Point my feet and flex it up. Now I'm going to point my feet down, hold it here, and I'm going to trace the leg, slide it back out. Slide it in. I'm alternating from side to side. Slide that leg in, slide it back out. Slide it in, and I'm elongating my legs. So the leg that is left out there, I am stretching actively as I'm holding it out there. I keep trying to reach that leg away, press it out, super slow. Your back should not be arched. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, push it out. So the lower the leg goes, the more difficult it's going to be. So you may choose to keep the legs a little higher. Inhale and exhale. Good job. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We've got 3 to go. Inhale. See if you can go a little lower. As long as your back is not arching and you're keeping those core muscles super tight, and push. Good. Inhale and exhale. Push. Inhale and exhale. Push. Inhale and exhale. Push. Let's do one more. This might be 4. I'm not sure. Good. And nice and slow. And now I'm going to slide this right leg up, and I'm going to cross it over. And I'm going to bend this knee. I'm going to tap and lift. Tap. So my right leg is crossed over my left thigh. I'm keeping my back super tight to the ground. And I'm tapping down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. So now I'm using my right leg as the dumbbell for my core. I'm increasing the surface area that we have to pull up against gravity. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now I'm going to stretch both legs out, and I'm going to switch. So now my left leg is over top of my right. Let's bring it up, bend the knee, and super slow. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Control. Push your back into that ball. So I'm really focusing right here in that lower abdomen of mine. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 to go. Inhale and exhale. And 2. Good job. And 1. And exhale. Now I'm going to put both heels together. And I'm going to shoot my legs straight up to the sky. Slowly bring it down. Bring the heels in and together like a frog. And shoot it straight up in the air. And slowly down. Heels together. Slowly bring it up. So as I go out, right here, I'm pushing my heels together to get those inner thighs to fire. Slowly push it up and slow on the way down. So we're going to go 3 more like this. Slow, squeeze it up and down slowly. Good. Pull it in. Squeeze those thighs together and down. I think this is 2. Super slow. Really focus on that back being pushed down into the floor. 1 more in this direction and slowly up. So now we're going to change it. We're going to slowly bring the heels together. Push them out. And exhale. Lift it all the way up. Heels together. Super slow. Push it out. Lift it up. Super slow. Push it out. Lift it up. You're doing awesome. Slow. Get those inner thighs to fire. Push. And lift. And slow. And push. And lift. and slow. Last time here, we're gonna push it out, hold it there, and we're gonna open, heel, beat, and open. Heel, beat, open, heel, beat, open, heel, beat, open. Get a little lower and open, heel, beat, open. So my toes are turned out, so I'm really working on those inner thighs. Your core should be stabilizing the movement. 3, good, and 2, and 1. And we're gonna hold them wide, and we're gonna blow out. You're gonna lift them up, down slow, touch, open. Exhale, up, inhale, exhale. So I'm exhaling on the way up, inhale down, exhale touch, inhale open, exhale lift. Inhale down, exhale touch, inhale open, exhale lift. So we've got 2 more. And hold this one up. So now we are going to touch them here, open, send them down, exhale up, inhale touch. Come on, waffles. We've got 3 to go. Lift and touch. Good. And 2. And 1. And let's bring it back to center. Let's finish where we started. So you're going to flex those feet. Good. And flutter. Arms are straight up in the air. Good. So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, big, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to slowly bend the knees in. Place the feet to the ground. Lift your buttocks. Remove the ball or the blankets. And then roll down through your spine. And your pelvis should feel a lot lighter. So we're going to use the ball or the blanket. Stop it. And we're going to roll over onto our sides. And we're going to put the ball right underneath of our pelvis. So either the blanket or the ball can be right underneath your pelvis. Elbows are going to be underneath of the shoulders, and tuck your toes. And we're going to lift up into a low plank. And I just want your belly just to touch the ball. So if you've had issues trying to hold a plank, using a ball or a blanket helps because you can displace a little bit of the pressure here. So we're going to hold it. Nice long spine. Good. Touch the ball or the blanket, lift it up. Touch the ball or the blanket, lift up. Touch the ball or the blanket, lift up. So it's an inhale, touch, exhale, lift. Inhale, touch, exhale, lift. Inhale, touch, and waffles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees, walk them in, give yourself a little bit of stretch. Stop. Nice big stretch here. And we're going to slowly roll through our spine to a kneeling position. Let's have a little bit of a seat real quick. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. Please stay safe in this pandemic. Stay wealthy, healthy, and prosperous. And know that I will be here every Thursday, 9 a.m. I hope you join me next week. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day.